An extraordinary 95% of all Americans have at least heard of or read something about unidentified flying objects. Chances are either you or someone you know claims to have seen a UFO. Records show over 57% of all people believe UFOs are real. Former U.S. Presidents Carter and Reagan both claim to have seen UFOs. There's nearly 100 years worth of undisputed evidence proving the existence of UFOs. And finally, in the year 2019, the government is underway to a national disclosure, reaching us on the fact that UFOs are indeed real. Even though we've had proof for nearly a century, they've now decided to disclose the truth. So why now? Perhaps in the days of the internet, they know now there's no lid big enough to seal the pot. But that's been the cause for a long while, it seems. So what would make them tell us now, after all this time? Perhaps there's a deeper-rooted agenda in store for us. What, you may ask? Consider this. On October 30th, 1938, at precisely 8 p.m. on the Mercury Radio Network, Orson Welles interrupts the music of Norman Rockwell and his orchestra for a special news bulletin. A huge falling object, maybe a meteor, was spotted falling from the sky over New Jersey. And then moments later comes a correction. He goes on to say it's not a meteor, it's alien cylinders falling all over the country. People ran into the streets in absolute panic and chaos, believing that this was in fact the end of the world. This was the infamous War of the Worlds broadcast. It was the biggest hoax ever played on the American public. Many are unaware of this, but this was an experiment in fear, a psychological warfare test conducted by the powers that be, and chances are you've never even heard of it. Officially, as of June 20th, 2019, a group of U.S. senators, including the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, received a classified briefing about a series of reported encounters by the U.S. Navy with unidentified craft. The Navy said these kinds of incursions pose both a security risk and safety hazard. They also went on to say that there's been a number of reports of unauthorized or unidentified aircraft entering various military-controlled ranges and designated airspaces in the recent years. Following this event, something happened that had never happened before. The Pentagon finally responded to the claim and went on record to say that they're investigating the case. The Pentagon has finally uttered the words it's always avoided when discussing possible existence of UFOs, and admits that they still investigate current reports of them. In a statement provided exclusively to the Post, a Department of Defense spokesman said, "There's a secret government initiative called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which researches and investigates unidentified aerial phenomena." In 2017, the New York Times also revealed the existence of a secret government program to investigate UFO sightings. Soon after that, the Pentagon officially went on record to validate the program being active since 2007. The program had a $22 million budget and was funded at the request of former Senator Harry Reid. Supposedly, the program ended in 2012, but that's simply not true, and Jeff Kluger went on record to say this on CBS News. This certainly isn't the only program launched by the government to investigate UFOs either. From 1948 to 1969, the Air Force ran a program called Project Blue Book, which generally is the same concept of today's program to investigate unidentified craft. Luis Elizondo, former Pentagon military intelligence official, said, "What we're dealing with is a non-traditional aircraft that's beyond next generation in technology." This footage was taken by an anonymous onlooker in Midlands, UK, April 2010. The footage shows two fighter jets zooming past an unidentified object twice before the object appears to roll on its side and shoot straight up into the sky at record speeds. Now that we're in the age of videos and cell phone cameras, there's more footage than ever before, and there's some pretty convincing encounters. An Oklahoma news station caught a UFO on one of their building-mounted cameras that's used for traffic reports. The footage was sent to the Science Museum of Oklahoma for verification, and the experts there said it was not a comet and not an asteroid. This was declared an actual UFO. On July 7, 2010, a major airport in China had to completely shut down their operations and stop all flights because of a large, unidentified craft hovering above the city. Numerous onlookers took pictures and videos of the craft, which hovered around for about an hour before completely vanishing into thin air. ABC News reported on this story, but an official spokesman from the Civil Aviation Administration declined to disclose any details. Victor Chilawaza recorded this footage of a strange rotating object flying over Ecuador in 1995. Over 500 witnesses watched this aircraft in the sky, but this too is just another unexplained sighting that has no official statement as to what it is. On January 8, 2011, several onlookers captured this footage of an unidentified object flying over Temple Mount in Jerusalem. The Israeli government was quick to dismiss this video as a hoax, but several witnesses saw the event, and no one knows for sure what the object really was. This footage was taken from a U.S. fighter jet in 2004, but the U.S. Department of Defense didn't release it until 2017, nearly 13 years later. This certainly makes you realize information revolving around UFOs is hidden from the general public. Only the powers that be decide when to classify it, if at all.
It's rotating.
This footage was captured on the Fox News station during President Obama's inauguration. Two lights appear out of nowhere and then quickly change into a blue glowing orb before disappearing completely. This footage is debatable and considered to be a lens refraction from the camera. This footage was taken by a local resident in Israel 1996. It made no sounds at all, and the craft seems to transform itself several times throughout the duration of the video. In this clip, another news-mounted camera captured something hovering above Lincoln, Nebraska in 2013. A Nebraska resident also captured this strange light and recorded it. Reports say that it hovered there for quite some time before sundown and then disappeared completely. While on live TV, a news station in Ohio caught this UFO. It's visible in total daylight. The news anchor immediately sees it while giving his weather report and follows it with his finger. This object was never verified, but it is still considered to be an actual UFO sighting.
Oh, having a nice start to the day, and you take a shot of this, yeah. You know what? No complaint. What was that? Who's that right there? Look at that. Who's that right there? Found it.
A YouTuber named Timeline Soon was watching a German TV station when he saw this silver saucer-shaped craft in the background. Being that it has a strange upward ascent and then quickly disappears, it certainly isn't craft that we're aware of. In California 2015, Ken Robertson captured this footage while traveling home from work. At first glance, you might think this could be a comet or asteroid falling. However, a strange orb of light seems to break away or disperse from the object and then fly in the opposite direction. On July 19, 1952, this footage was captured of mysterious lights flying over the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Senior Air Traffic Controller Harry Barnes first noticed these crafts on his radar and immediately contacted officials who also witnessed these odd lights, which are now being monitored by military personnel. It's said that these crafts at times were moving speeds of nearly 7,000 miles per hour on radar. And the moment fighter jets were scrambled to intercept the unidentified craft, it vanished from the radar. This sighting made the front page news all across the world. Channel 4 News in Britain happened to capture this footage while live on the air. We can see a shiny reflective object flying quickly by in the background. Some speculate that this was a drone. However, this footage is from 2011, well before drones were available to the general public.
Parliament was misled by the company, and what our committee is trying to do.
On Fox News, during a broadcast, what's believed to be a UFO flies past the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. It has a strange shape and moves quickly, but after slowing it down, it's easy to see that this is certainly not an aircraft or a bird.
Frightening. All right, well, college interns on Capitol Hill may be getting a...
This footage was taken by Eric in the Nevada desert in 2001. Eric was attending an outdoor festival when he saw this strange craft flying in the sky. In an interview with Eric, he told reporters that his camera battery died only moments after capturing this footage. On December 9, 2009, a very strange spiral was spotted spinning in the sky over Norway. This footage was released on nearly every news channel around the world, and it got a lot of attention from spectators. The military said this was a missile test that went out of control, but after professionals watched the video, it was determined that it happened for much too long of a time to have been a failed missile. This strange spiral seems to disappear completely after opening up to what looks like a black hole. On July 17th and 18th in 2017, this footage was live streamed on social media by several eyewitnesses. It's much different than that of a traditional UFO, but for it to appear 2 days in a row makes it even more strange. On November 11, 1987, the residents of Gulf Breeze, Florida, reported seeing numerous crafts in the sky. Several people delivered pictures and videos to the local newspapers, who then made it public. Just a few years later, in 1993 and 1995, several more sightings were made, identifying what looked like the same crafts hovering above the city before.
That is real. That's a real thing, dude. It's a real thing. Where the hell did it go? It's gone, man. It's gone.
This is official NASA footage. During a live stream from NASA's International Space Station in 2015, a huge disc-shaped object was caught hovering above the horizon. It quickly vanishes into the distance, trailed by a strange blue beam of light. NASA has never explained this footage.
I'll have to close out and open it back up again. Copy.
One of the most controversial sightings to date is known as the Phoenix Lights. On March 13, 1997, thousands of people witnessed this strange V-shaped figure that was over a mile long, flying over the states of Arizona, Nevada, and Mexico. This UFO is the most documented sighting in history. A A person with the YouTube handle JulieG797 recorded this footage directly from her TV screen while watching a live TV broadcast, which makes it a very solid case for real documentation. This was live coverage of a workers' strike in Hong Kong on the PBS network. Clearly, we see a green light hovering around the sky before quickly shooting straight up and out of frame.
There you go. Look at that. Descending on the top of that building.
A guard named Murat Yeltsin Yaman from the Yeni Kent compound in Turkey recorded one of the most incredible videos we have on record to date, which has yet to be debunked or proven otherwise. These crafts were documented for a 3-year span with numerous eyewitnesses and videos. The footage was studied in great detail by industry professionals on the Research Board of Science and Technology, and yet still, we have no answers that define exactly what we're seeing here.
Sence nedir Volkan ya? Duruyor ama değil mi daha? Gidiyor değil mi Volkan? He? Nerede? Denize doğru gidiyor değil mi? Ama şekil değişti. Aa, şekil değişti Salih. Yok, hiçbir şey yapmadı. Baba şekil değiştiriyor. Baba ışık gidiyor bir yana. Bak. Duruyor bu. Yemin duruyor. Baba.
On March 28, 2018, Carrie Fords posted odd footage on social media of an unidentified object flying along their plane. There are several oddities about this sighting, but the black smoke or contrail that appears to move behind the object, it moves with the craft. If this were smoke or a contrail, it should remain in the same trajectory line and not follow the craft as it turns.
No, it's not. What is it? Carrie, what is that? What is that? Carrie, what is that?
No idea.
Holy crap!
Don't move me.
Ladies and gentlemen, in compliance with the European security requirements for hand carry liquids, may remind our attractive customers that the following rules apply. Customers traveling from outside the European Union and are not European airlines are only allowed to carry liquids and sealed in authorized liquids content evidence bags.
Did you know the FBI has a website called The Vault, which has official reports and documents which are disclosed and declassified? Among the thousands of reports, there is one that gets the most traffic out of every single memo on the site. You may think it would be about some of the most infamous serial killers and criminals of our time, but it's not. It's a memo documenting several UFOs and the actual existence of aliens. The report was submitted by Agent Guy Hoddle, the head of the FBI's Washington field office. The report states specifically that 3 flying saucers had been recovered in New Mexico. They were described as circular-shaped objects approximately 50 feet in diameter. The report states each saucer was accompanied by 3 bodies of human shape, but only 3 feet tall, dressed in a strange metallic cloth. We are certainly not the first culture to speak of UFOs and aliens either. Practically every ancient civilization around the world, thousands and even tens of thousands of years ago, spoke of and documented UFOs. There are many tablets and scriptures that document these crafts. Some ancient cultures, like the Sumerians, believed that aliens came from another planet and created man. In South America, Chile, the giant of Atacama, a 393-foot human-like figure carved into stone. It can be seen from hundreds of feet in the sky. It's completely impossible to know what this is from the ground. It seems as if some sort of sign pointing towards the sky. There are also 12 points around the head, likely to symbolize the 12 signs of the zodiac. Many ancients told of how they were led by otherworldly knowledge to set up the 12 cycles and signs of the zodiac. Each sign lasts for a little over 2,000 years, and according to astrology, the age of Pisces, which is Jesus, the great fisherman, the fish is Pisces, Jesus said to his 12 apostles in Luke 22:10. Now imagine the 12 apostles are the 12 signs of the zodiac, and Jesus is the sun, or the sun. The apostles asked Jesus where they should go next for the last Passover. Jesus said to his 12, "Go into the city and go into the house with the man holding a water pitcher." The next zodiac sign after Pisces is Aquarius, which is symbolized by a man holding a water pitcher. Mr. John Callahan, head of accidents and investigations at the FAA, or Federal Aviation Administration, has gone on record to discuss an account with a UFO sighting that was completely classified and hidden from the public view. This happened on November 18, 1986. Former NASA consultant Richard Hoagland says there's an extraterrestrial connection between Giza, the pyramids in Egypt, and Cydonia, the pyramids of Mars. In the famous Madonna painting, it shows a UFO in the background. An artist in 1710 named Art de Gelder painted the baptism of Christ, and in his painting, a disc-shaped object is in the sky. It shines beams of lights down on John the Baptist and Jesus. This hangs in the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge. NASA recently confirmed a 10th planet, and they named it Eris, Greek for goddess of strife. Eris has a confirmed moon NASA named Dysnomia, Greek for lawless. NASA has spent billions in tax dollars researching this planet, and not just tax dollars. European taxpayers are footing the bill also. Japan has also recorded an all-time high in spending in relation to space programs. An estimated $6 billion between 2005 and 2012. Europe and France also spending huge amounts to help fund new space missions. In the early 1990s, NASA, Japan, Europe, and France all started creating a new fleet of space-based solar observatories. Europe launched Proba 1 in October 2001 and Proba 2 in 2008. Europe has spent an estimated 2.9 billion euros in 2007 alone. That's about $4 billion US dollars at our current rate exchange. NASA launched the Solar Dynamics Observatory in 2008, yet another telescope pointing in the direction of Eris. And in August 2003, NASA launched the Spitzer Space Telescope. Spitzer is the largest infrared telescope ever launched into space. Infrared is the technology needed and used to track planet Eris. NASA sent up the Hubble, and it was supposed to quit in 2007, but was retrofitted to work until 2013. NASA serviced the Hubble with secret hardware, software, plus special heat shields. Hubble trip cost is $1.16 trillion. Hubble upgrade cost is about $900 million. The Hubble will also take images of Eris. December 2006, France launched CORAT in search of habitable planets. Soon after, NASA launches WISE in 2009. All of these telescopes have very distinctive infrared technologies meant to track the 10th planet. And if we as a country are in such bad economical times, how do we spend trillions of dollars on space missions? Unless it's of the utmost importance. Are all countries tracking and spending large amounts to track this planet for reasons which we are unaware? Why so many secretive missions to track planet Eris? perhaps there's something on this planet. One thing you have to keep in mind is that the 10th planet, known as Eris, was already documented thousands of years before Christ by the Sumerians. The Sumerian culture had a great understanding of our solar system and all of the planets. The 10th planet, as they documented it, was known as Nibiru, the large red planet, a planet 10 times the size of Earth. Planet Nibiru is home to the alien race known as the Anunnaki. Could you imagine if the ancients were right about this 10th planet? And maybe that's why there's so much interest and research going into documenting it. One of the more recent and well-documented sightings in the past 20 years is what's recognized as the triangle. There are hundreds of sightings revolving around this triangular-shaped craft. Some reports say this craft is upwards to a mile long and has the ability to shapeshift and change size. Recent reports of this particular type of craft are coming in from all over the world, making it one of the most documented crafts to date. All of these eyewitness accounts and encounters sure allude to something being out there. Something we just don't have the answers to. But what if the ancients were right? What if we ourselves are just another alien race created and spawned by another?